Hey guys, welcome. It's Jstplainivy here, and I'm back with another CNA video. So let's just jump straight into it. This video, I'm just going to talk about what I've made as a CNA from the time I started until about 2022. I haven't really worked as a CNA that much in 23 because I am a full-time medical assistant, but I don't stop a bag from coming. So I do have a PRN that I pick up at the agency, and I recently just started picking up at that place again. But yeah, let's rewind and start from where I first started. Okay, so let's take it back to high school. 2009, 2010, I got my CNA. When I got my CNA, I was working at this retirement home. No, I lied. I was a waitress at the retirement home that I was working with. And when I got my CNA, I switched over to home support, which is independent living. So with that, I think I started at $10 an hour. Yes, $10 an hour. I think I was 18 years old. But I lived at home, so I didn't have no bills besides my phone bill, I think. I had a phone bill, or my daddy was paying it. More or less, I was making $10 an hour. And then I didn't have any real bills, like I said. So it was just my play money. So I was in a rush to move out with none of that, but it was $10 an hour, and then I would just get my nails and my hair done and keep it moving. Me and my friends would go out and have a good time off. At that time, we thought we were balling, and $10 an hour. And then I did that for a year or so. But you guys shift differential, so I made 11 if I did the evenings or overnight. Mind you, it's working just as a CNA. This is before I got my GNA. So I was just working just so I can get the experience I needed. So, because I knew I wanted to leave and do a hospital or something before I actually went to a hospital, not knowing what I know now. But so I did that for a year and a half. And then I got bumped up to, we got a raise. So I was making 11 something during the day, 12 something when I work evenings and overnights. I'm not really an overnight person, but I didn't have no kids, so I'm gonna get my coins. So that was that. All right, so my timeline might be a little off far as the years technically, but give or take, it falls in that range. So fast forward to 2012-ish. I went to a trade school, I guess you're gonna call it, trade school. I got my GNA. Or was it 2013? No, it was 2012, I think. Give or take. Somewhere around that time frame, I got my GNA. So the place that I had worked as a waitress and worked in home support, they have assisted living, long-term rehab, independent. So luckily, I was still working there, and they had a part-time GNA position open. So when I got my GNA, I was working between the home support and assisted living side or rehab side, because me personally, I'm a rehab girl. I don't like long-term care. Assisted living is fine too. I work assisted living, independent, and rehab. Long-term care, no. But people don't realize GNAs do more than CNAs. So that's what people don't realize. And I'm gonna do another separate video on that. But CNAs can do this. Yeah, we do the same thing, but GNAs are a little bit more qualified, so you get a little bit more coin, right? So working part-time at the care center where I was working, I was making 13. I think I was on 13 because I was a day shift girl. So I was $13 because I had my GNA. And then I was working there 2 days out the week, and then I was doing home support the rest of the days. So give or take, I was making a nice little, coin. And because I was part-time over as a GNA, I picked up some more shifts, and then they also do shift differential. So the evening shifts I would stay, I would make like $14 at that time. So that was like 2012, 2013. I did that for a while actually, until they told me it was a conflict of interest, so I couldn't do both. So they told me pretty much I had to pick. So of course I'm going with the one that makes more money, my GNA. So I did that I worked there, I should say. So I became full-time. When I became full-time, I was bumped up to $15 an hour. Full-time, yeah, $15 an hour. And as a GNA, so this is still in one place. But so by this time, I done moved out. I got my own place, my first place. I got me a little putt-putt car. And then, so I was doing that full time, but I wanted more money. So before I knew anything about agencies, somebody had told me about agencies, like, oh, you can work agencies to pick out extra time. This is before I knew anything about agencies. I was like, okay, cool. So I hooked up with this one girl with the agency that we was doing. So the agencies pay a little bit more. So I was working full time there, and I was PRing at the agency. At the agencies, you get paid by like the shifts. Like different shifts pay differently in a way. So I think this is like 2015. I'm sorry, I got a phone call, but yeah. So what was I saying? The agencies, they pay differently. By whatever like the person needed for care. So I think I started working, when I started picking up cases, it was like $14 to $15 depending, and I only worked like 4 hours because I wasn't dedicating my whole weekend or the weekends off to like an 8-hour shift. That's just me personally. You can do whatever you want, but me personally, I'm good for like a good 4 to 6 hours of my time. So I did that for a while, and then still at the same place. Years went on. 2016, my job was doing like, they was offering different types of training. So I also was a unit secretary there. So I got some administration assistant roles and experience doing that, because I stepped away from GNA for a while because it do take a toll on your body. So I did that. I stepped away from GNA for a while, and from like 20 till about 16. So by that time, I was still probably only making like $16 or $17. Now this is Maryland. We don't make a lot of money in Maryland, in my opinion, for a CNA. But at that time the bills wasn't as high as they were now. All right, so I did the unit secretary for a while, up till like 20. I left. I went PRN at my job. That was like 2017. I went PRN, still making like $16 to $17, and then I ended up going to Johns Hopkins Hospital. I went there as a patient sitter for a while, not too long. And I think I was making about the same, 16, 17, something like that. But the good thing about them is we got paid weekly. So, my little checks was nice, because I was like, all right, I can go ahead and make my check in 1 week, half of my check in 1 week and get paid. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna do that for a while. And then I got pregnant, then I left Johns Hopkins, and then I got my patient care tag, my PCT. Then I ended up going to like Sinai Hospital in Maryland. I did that for generally a little bit, not long at all, because they was putting me all over the place, and I didn't feel like that. I was a floating PCT there. Then I left there, went back to the first job that I worked. I went back. I was still PRN, but I was picking out full-time hours. So I did that all the way up until I had Junie. That was in 2018. And then I decided to just go back full-time as a GNA, because the unit secretary was cool, but all that answering the phone and stuff, like, I don't like to do. I'd rather be hands-on so I could be in and out and my day is over. So I did that. And then in 2020, I left there So at the end of like 2020, I think I was still making like maybe like probably somewhere like $18 or something, if that. I can't really remember. I left there and then I became an independent contractor for myself. I started working for myself, like just word of mouth, booking clients. And so there I started, I started to charge people what I felt like was a good rate for me, because it has to make sense for me to use my gas. If I got to take you to doctor's appointments and all this other stuff, like I need to charge, accordingly. So I wasn't taking nothing less than $20 an hour from anybody. So between from 2020 till last year, the most I made was like $25. $25 is like the last, when I was working like fully as a CNA. As of last year, I was making $25 an hour. And it was nice. It was nice until the cost of living, like I said, went up. But yeah, so 2022, my last like job as a CNA, and this is me working for myself, was $25 an hour. But I felt like it should be more. I feel like if a patient is total care, I can charge you more, because they can't do nothing for themselves, and I gotta do this. I gotta lift you up. I gotta pull you up. You can't stand. I gotta dress. Like, I feel like I need to get charged. I need to charge what I'm worth. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't mind working with you as far as payments go, but I'm gonna charge what I feel like I'm worth. And I got experience, a lot of experience. Like, yeah, I'm gonna charge. I was never a 1099 employee. I was always W-2, because sometimes I got paid through patients' insurance and stuff. So, like, I still got a check. I still got taxes taken out, because I don't want to be dealing with the IRS and stuff like that. So I was never a 1099 employee, always W-2. But for some people who are 1099 or who want to be 1099, contractors, just to make sure like you budgeted your money, so that way you can pay your taxes. If I'm not mistaken, some people pay them quarterly, I think. I'm not too sure. You have to do your research on that. Some people pay their taxes like quarterly, or put like 30% up. I don't know, or you talk to the IRS about that, because I'm not too sure. I was always a W-2 employee, regardless of what I did. And yeah, that's it. All right, guys, I hope you liked this little video. Yeah, keep the comments and questions coming. I'm going to try my best to continue to answer them as much as possible. If I don't know the answers, I will try to point you in a direction to finding them. But if you have any more CNA questions, please let me know. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and share my page. Push it out there some more, please, and thank you. And I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.